Hi, boys and girls. My name is Mr. Steve, and today is another episode of the ABCs with Mr. Steve. Every episode, we always talk about one letter of the alphabet, and we have gone in order from A to B to C, all the way down to the letter we're doing today, and that is the letter U. Let's count together to see how many letters we've talked about so far. Okay? We're going to need to use our fingers and our toes too. Are you ready? You can count with me if you want to. I would love to help. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. That's 20 letters that we've done so far. And then the letter U is 21. Did you know that there are 26 letters in the alphabet? So that means after today, we're going to have, let's count to see how many more episodes this season. V, W, X, Y, Z. Only 5 more episodes. I'm so excited. And let's get started. So the letter U, that's a fun letter. There are lots of things that start with the letter U. And as I think that you've come to know, we have some of those things right inside this. The container of surprises. There's the letter U, and that's the lowercase letter U. And because the lid says that, I know that everything inside here starts with the letter U. Let's find out what's in here. Oh, first we have a map. This is a map of the country called the United States. That's where a lot of us live, in the United States. See, here's a map with all of the states. Now, I live in Massachusetts, and that's where my library is. I know a lot of my friends live in Massachusetts too, but if we were to look at all of this United States map, Massachusetts is way over here, right there. That's where Massachusetts is. So the rest of the country is so big. There are so many states. Do you know how many states there are? 50 states. Massachusetts is only one of 50 states, and it's one of the smaller states too. I hope that you get a chance to visit lots of states because there's so much to see. The United States is very beautiful. But United starts with U. That's why it's on today's episode, United States, USA. We'll put the map right over here. And let's go to the next thing. Oh, wow. This is a unicycle. Unicycle. Uni is a word that means one. Uni. So there's only one wheel on a unicycle. How many wheels do bicycles have? 2, right. That's because bi means 2. And does anybody have a tricycle? How many wheels does a tricycle have? Tricycle has 3 wheels, right? So tri means 3, bi means 2, and uni means 1. Unicycle. Do you think a unicycle will be hard to ride? I think so. Yeah, I think unicycles are very difficult to ride because there's only one wheel. I've never ridden one before. I'm going to try it now, I think. I hope I fit. Do you think I'll fit on there? I'm going to find out. All right, so I got to get my foot on there. Okay. And then I get the other foot over there. I'm not sure that seat's even big enough for me. Do you think I can sit in that seat? Let's find out. No, I think it's going to be too small for me. Oh well, I'll have to try finding another unicycle sometime. All right, I'll put you right there. Okay, good. If only I had a kickstand, that would be a lot easier to let it stay. There we go. Next, my friends, we have one of these. This is an umbrella. I know that lots of you have umbrellas, and umbrellas are helpful for when it's raining outside so we don't get wet. Now, I've seen a lot of your rain boots, and I know that you have really awesome rain boots. So I'm going to guess that you love to just wear your rain boots and your awesome rain coats and not really worrying about having an umbrella. But especially when you're a grown-up, and like, for example, me with my hair, it takes forever for my hair to dry. So I need to use an umbrella to make sure it doesn't get wet in the first place. Umbrella starts with you. We're going to put that right there. And we have 2 more items. Let's see what's next. It's underwear. Underwear starts with you, and that is a great one for sure. Underwear is very important. It's silly, but it's important. Okay. And then we have one more thing that starts with you. And it's a unicorn. Unicorn. I know that you love unicorns. I love unicorns. And the funny thing is, what did we just learn about the word uni? If we see the word uni, we know that it's one horn, or one is uni. So unicorn means one horn. Although I always wondered why they're not called unihorns, because that seems to make more sense. But anyway, we'll put the unicorn right here. And we're going to spell our word of the day on the board. And this is going to be the longest word that we're going to spell throughout the whole year of the ABCs with Mr. Steve. And it's actually 2 words that's made into one word. So U, N, D, E, R, and that spells under. Under what? Let's find out. G, R, O, U, and then N, D. That spells underground. There are so many things that are underground, everybody. And we're going to read a story about the underground. It's called Underground, and it's written by Denise Fleming. Low down, way down, underground. And you can see some things. There's a worm underground, some carrots. Creatures dig. I see a mole, and there's a bunny, and some insects. And run around. They love running around under there. There are some ants. They make highways and byways. It's like a whole town that they make underground. Looks like there's a chipmunk. There's squirmways and wormways. Digging furrows and burrows. A burrow is a kind of home. Underground home is a burrow. Around roots and bones. Sometimes dogs bury bones underground. That's where they keep them safe. There's rocks and stones. Funneling, tunneling. Working their way through sand and clay. Low down, way down. See the squirrel had buried an acorn? Underground. And as you saw in this story, there were lots of creatures that live underground. The back of this book tells us some about them, but I wanted to just show you from this book here. We're not going to read this whole book, but this has some real pictures of animals, and I wanted to show you this one. It's called Animals Under Our Feet. Cindy McKay is the person who wrote it. Have you ever walked on top of someone's home? You probably have. Many animals make their homes underground, and we may not even know they're there, such as salamanders, cicadas, meadow moles, earthworm, mole, ants. There's a mole. Moles live underground. They have small eyes, but they have big, strong claws. They use their claws to help them dig very fast. And then there are earthworms. It says earthworms may not be pretty, but they're very good for plants and trees. And then we have meerkats. Meerkats live underground too. They can stand on their back legs and they use their tail like another leg. Cicadas come up out of the ground at the same time, all of them, and they sing cicada songs, and this can be very loud. This is a prairie dog. Prairie dogs, they are very awesome. They create underground burrows, and they live in their little towns under there. Prairie dogs. And it says if a prairie dog whistles, the whole town may go underground to be safe. I want to tell you something, everybody. Back, maybe about 10 years ago now, way before you were born, I used to have a pet prairie dog in my house. His name was Jasper. He looked just like this. And he had a big cage that had 3 levels. And I would cut up t-shirts. And I would put my t-shirts all over the living room, the scraps of t-shirts. And Jasper, I'd open up the door for his cage. He would come down, and then he would pick up t-shirt scraps, hold it in his mouth, and run back up, and then put it in his burrow. Remember what we said a burrow was? It's a home underground. So he would put all the t-shirt scraps, and then he would dig a tunnel in the t-shirt scraps to make a home for him. Jasper was a very good boy. But we're not allowed to have prairie dogs as pets anymore. It says prairie dogs are not really dogs, but they can bark. When they bark, they do sound a lot like a dog. When I used to come home and open the door, if Jasper was awake and excited to see me, he would go, "Meow." And he would lift up his 2 front legs and go, "Meow." Isn't that funny? That's a very good welcome to have. And then groundhogs. The desert tortoise lives underground. It says other animals go to sleep during the winter for days or weeks. We know those are hibernating, right? Chipmunks, they live underground. Ooh, badgers do not look for a fight, but they will fight if they have to. Badgers like to burrow underground to find those animals. Yeah. Armadillos dig lots of underground places. Anyway, so that will be enough for this book, but there's a lot more to the story. If you wanted to borrow it from the library, you could do that. Underground, there are lots of fun things. And I thought about saying, boys and girls, go to your backyard or go to the park and start digging and seeing what's underground. But then I thought, Mr. Steve, that might not be the smartest thing to have them do, because what if they're grown-ups or another grown-up gets upset about them digging in the ground? And I thought, you know what? That's probably not a good idea to send you out doing that. What I will suggest is let's make our own underground area that we can carry. Okay, I'll show you how. So here's how we're going to make an underground that we can carry and play with, even inside. First, you need a container. The container can be any size you want it to be. This is the size container I chose. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating an underground burrow and tunnel system. Put it inside here and then put soil all around it, but leave the tunnel system up high above the soil so that we can see it and use it too, because we're going to use it to play with. That's the whole point of this, is to play with it and experiment. Okay, so that's part of the fun. What we're going to be using is besides our container, we need to find containers for burrows, like our homes. So I use this size container. This would work perfect for what I'm doing with my container. You might want to use a tissue box if you have one of those, or a little shoe box, something. Whatever you want is totally fine. And then I had to get a grown-up to cut out holes on the sides there. That's where the tunnels go into the burrow. I have 2 different containers that are going to be our burrows. And then for the tunnel, paper towel tubes do work perfect for tunnels. As you can see, it's a great tunnel. However, it would not be very easy for us to use if it looked like this, because if something was stuck in the middle, how are we going to get it out? So what I did is I cut a paper towel tube in half to make it like this. So when we're looking down on only the bottom part of the tunnel, and that means that we can use our fingers to bring the creatures across or whatever else we want to do to play with. Okay? So let's make it. Yeah, this looks good. So now in my orange container here, I have some rocks and different animals that I can use. And again, I'll show you what this looks like from above so you'll be able to see it better in a minute. Yeah, I'll put some of these to make it look more realistic, and I'll put some of the insects and lizards that I have. There's a lizard there. Oh, this would be so much fun to play with. Lizard there. Can't wait to see this. I have lots of lizards. I have a couple of snakes. I just pretend. Some insects. I even have a bunny. I have the bunny staying over here. There we go. And that's what it looks like from above. So kind of imagine this being underground and you can see it. And then you can always play with it. So for example, I want my snake here to go through the tunnel, go to the other burrow snake. So there's a snake going across there to visit the bunny. All right, well, I hope you get to make one of these at home too, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. And thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Goodbye.